Welcome to SJS Arts. So today I'm gonna do another episode of SJS Talks Art, and today I'm gonna talk about this new BFI Sight and Sound 101 Hidden Gems, Greatest Films You've Never Seen list, which is quite interesting. Most of these films on the list I haven't seen, but I'm gonna go through it very quickly, and you can also then look at it more carefully yourself if you want some recommendations and if you want to learn more about these interesting hidden gems. But then big part of this video will be me talking about kind of my plans to get back to film watching and what I'm planning to watch this December and in the Christmas time, or what is gonna be for me Wearmas time, but I'm gonna explain to you why I'm gonna have my own Pride month in December. I already kind of had one in November, so this will have some bit more personal discussion as well. But if you don't like that, you can of course skip that part and only watch this first part of the video. And then as always, I'm gonna give you one album recommendation and hopefully one film recommendation. I'll probably give you one film recommendation from the films that I'm planning to watch this month. But we'll see. But anyway, let's get into this list now. I mean, I guess I could show you that there's this introduction. So below is a list of 101 of the greatest films of all time, but not the kind of list that you might expect from that description. No Citizen Kane, no Vertigo, not even Sean Dillman. Each of these films is one of the greatest according to just one voter in our recent greatest films of all time poll. They are some of the hidden gems among the more than 4,300 films voted for by more than 2,000 participants. And I have gone through the bigger list once as well, but we'll see what we have here. I mean, I went through the list myself very quickly, and again, you can read this introduction in its totality if you want, but I'm not gonna go through it here. It would be too boring. Let's just quickly go through these films. And I haven't seen most of these, so it's a really good list for some great recommendations. I think this was in like chronological order, as you can see. The first films here are very old films, and then the years are getting younger and younger. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Well, great director that I want to explore more of his work. He made films for such a long time, but this one I haven't seen, but it certainly sounds interesting and something that is worth seeing. Yeah. Lots of interesting stuff. I'm sure that many of these are probably very hard to find. Yeah. Even a William Wyler film there. I haven't seen this one. This sounds very interesting. Love Letter by Tanaka Kinuyo. Again, Japanese cinema. I'm excited to see pretty much any type of Japanese classic film. So this one I need to track down sometime. Yeah. And 50s was such a great decade for Japanese cinema, so that's probably interesting. And this is one Rossellini film. Haven't seen yet, but this is on the Criterion channel, I remember. So yeah, and apparently on BFI player too. So yeah, this is also on my watch list after the curfew. Yeah, sounds interesting. Greek cinema is something that isn't that famous, unfortunately. I'm sure there are probably many gems in there. Yeah, yeah. This I've been meaning to watch, Macario. Yeah, I mean, this shot looks pretty gay. Oh yeah, it's yeah, homosexual subtext. Well, I'm in. Yeah, yeah. some earlier animation from Japan. The Organizer is a Criterion film that I've been meaning to watch. Sounds very interesting, maybe little try, but apparently it's a comedy still, even though it's about these very important but dry issues, you could say. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in this type of stuff, of course, but yeah, some films that are about the labor movement and stuff, they don't usually sound that interesting or entertaining, I should say. They sound interesting, but not entertaining. But hopefully this one is. Yeah, and I'm sure that I will get lots out of it, but whether it's entertaining or not. Yeah, and then this Japanese film again sounds interesting. Um, yeah, I mean most of these films sound really interesting. So okay, this is the director who made Adoption, which I watched fairly recently, and I liked that film quite a lot. So I would be very interested to see this one too. And obviously, next we have a film that I always champion, and to be honest, I might put this on my sight and sound ballot if I had the opportunity to do one. Yeah, I mean, look at this shot here on the right. Hopefully, my webcam isn't blocking it totally, but looks so great. Yeah, obviously, I've mentioned Key Gills sometimes in my channel when I've talked about the film Wall Engravings or Open Coupe. And this was one thing that caught my eye when I was reading this earlier, that seems one of the least known filmmakers in all cinema history, yet he's one of the greatest. And here it says, was it because of his non-conformist sexuality which clashed with his straight French New Wave compagnons de route? So this part, because I didn't actually know that he was queer, but it was funny when me and a Nerdlist did that favorite films podcast, the 8 hour one. Last week I said that Open Coupe has that gay aesthetic that I love, and that it really speaks to me, the aesthetic of the film due to that. And so I guess my gaydar had went off with the Key Gills cinema, so I'm definitely not surprised that he is queer. Yeah, or was queer. Yeah, funny coincidence. Um, yeah, Raul Ruiz, I really love his films, the couple that I've seen, so definitely interested in seeing that one. Yeah, this one has been on my watch list, Ankur. Uh, yeah, this looks pretty interesting from that weird shot. This is a Bellatar film I haven't seen. And I haven't seen the really early Bellatar stuff, but I'm really excited to get into it. I like King Hu quite a lot. Touch of Zen is one of my favorites, and I like Dragon Inn a lot too, but Raining in the Mountain I haven't seen yet, but I think it's on Eureka Masters of Cinema and probably available elsewhere too, so I'm looking forward to watching it. This one I've also been looking forward to, The Wind by Soleimane Sisse. Apparently a very good film. Um, yeah, well, I've heard that this is a fun martial arts film. Ooh, this looks very interesting. Great shot on the right. Cocos is one of my favorites, and I've mentioned it when I've done my favorite list videos, but this I would highly recommend to people who are into more experimental cinema. Yeah, well, this one I have seen, Blind Chance. Good one. Not one of my favorite Kislavskis, but good. Um, yeah, many of these sound and look very interesting, like I said. Yeah, there's a nice kind of representation of different countries. You have Sudan, you had Mali, you have France, Japan, Romania. Sweden, so many different countries. Oh, this looks also very interesting. I'm pretty sure I hadn't heard of this before seeing it here and also in the bigger version of this list, but yeah, this would be a worth to watch definitely if I can find it somewhere. So there's some Victor Erise film here too. Haven't seen that one. Oh, and this I'm planning to watch soon. Casting Blossom of the Sky by Obayashi, who I love. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna love that film. Um, yeah, some recent cinema from Ghana as well. That's probably very interesting looking shot on the right as well. But yeah, but here was the list. Again, you can look into it in more depth yourself if you are interested. And I think these type of lists are very important to highlight some lesser known films. Of course, some of these were like fairly well known. Like I mean, Heroic Purgatory. If you are really into art house cinema, you've probably at least heard of it. But yeah, but there are some here that I had no idea about. So yeah, very interesting. Hopefully, I can watch many of these in the future. I'm sure that some of them are very hard to find, but yeah, we'll see. Now let's talk about my kind of December film watching plans. So I've been in a film slump for a few weeks now. I mean, I've watched few films. I did watch some films in preparation for the Reprehensible Films podcast that I did. But other than that, I've had a film slump due to several reasons that I will get into more after I talk about this first plan of mine. Yeah, but I'm now planning to watch some of my favorite films again in December. I haven't really chosen the films that I'm gonna rewatch yet, but I think this would be a good month to kind of be in the comfort zone a bit and watch some old favorites of mine. I mean, I'll probably prioritize films that I haven't already rewatched, so I could watch films that I've only seen once again and see whether I still love them as much as I did, or maybe I love them even more, or maybe my love for them has died a little. Hopefully not the latter, but you never know. But I'm thinking, for example, rewatching some Eric Rohmer films as I've been in a Rohmer mood kind of the whole autumn and this early winter. So that would be nice. And then I was thinking of maybe rewatching a Bittersweet Life, as it has been such a long time since I last watched this, even though it's such a great and entertaining and thrilling film. So that would be nice to watch again. I mean, Brief Encounter would be a good watch because I'm kind of in a mood for relationship and romance films. And by the way, now that I'm talking about my current watching plans, I could use some recommendations from you, preferably recommendations for romantic or relationship films or queer films. And I'm gonna talk about my queer film plans. As I said in the beginning of the video, I think that I'm kind of having my own Pride month now, and again, I'm gonna get into the reasons in a bit. But yeah, I've been meaning to rewatch Cleo from 5 to 7 as well. My favorite Agnes Varda film and a big favorite in general. So this one would be a great way to spend December as it is such a charming film. One of the most charming films of that era of French cinema, Nouvelle Vague. Yeah. But um, yeah, it's really hard to say yet. But yeah, The Forest of Love Deep Cut. I have Netflix currently as I'm rewatching Gilmore Girls. I'm currently in like 5 episodes in for the third season, I think. So still a lot to go, but I'm probably gonna watch some other stuff from Netflix. Then there's this Japanese film in Netflix called Call Me Chihiro or something like that. That sounds very interesting. A Japanese film made for Netflix. Apparently, it's very cute. So that's one film I'm also gonna watch, although that's not a rewatch. Four Nights of a Dreamer would be a great rewatch. Um, The Graduate could be a fun December watch as well. Um, yeah, and I've actually already been thinking that I'm kind of already craving a rewatch for Kamikaze Girls, even though I watched it, was it in October maybe? So yeah, that film has just really stuck with me. So I'm kind of already thinking that I maybe should watch it again. Lenotti Bianche would be a relationship film, but it might be a bit too bleak for for my current really good and happy mood. So yeah, although I'm definitely still gonna watch some dark films. I mean, I never want to just watch some candy floss stuff. Maporoshi I haven't watched in a while. Moreira's first feature film. This would be a nice watch. Such a great film. Again, relationship films, romance films, and queer films are my plans for December. Lots of rewatching, but also new watching, hopefully as well. And maybe I can fit in some anime as well. Again, recommendations for all of this is very much welcomed. But I did also this queer mass watch list. And I'll go a bit personal now, kind of to give kind of context why I'm gonna spend like very queer December, and November was also quite queer. But basically it all started in my Swedish class that I had since late October, and it ended yesterday in a final exam that went better than I expected. So I should pass the class. I never have to worry about passing classes in general, as I do really well in my studies. But this is the one class, because my Swedish is awful, that I really had to worry that whether I'm gonna actually pass this class, and it's mandatory in Finland to pass this kind of Swedish class, no matter what you study in university. So yeah, but I think I passed it because the exam went pretty well. Yeah, at least I think it went well. But anyway, so in that Swedish class, I met some cool people. We had to do these group presentations, and I did this with three different women who were all really nice. But two of the women, like with them, like I had my first experience ever where I just randomly came out of the closet to them when we were talking about like gay rights and human rights in general. So I've never in my life been able to do that like very casually without thinking beforehand and without getting really nervous. So that was a really big growing moment for me. And then the third woman in my group, she told me that she's in a lesbian relationship, and then I came out to her as well. After that, and then we kind of became friends, and she's been like a therapist for me, and we've kind of talked about these things, and it's made me feel so good. And then last week I came out to my mother actually, which if you watch my Love Simon video in the early in the year, you know that uh that's something that's been really hard for me, and I kind of thought that I would never came out that I would never come out to my mother because she has a history of being really um homophobic and saying things like gay people should be killed and things like that. But then, as I was really inspired by this new friend of mine and our discussions and openness and empathy that I've gotten from her, I just randomly came out to my mother last Thursday without really thinking of it, and it was really awkward. But she actually didn't disown me, but she kind of accepted. So there's been lots of growth for her, I guess, from the time she said that gay people should be killed to now accepting her own son being queer. But yeah, but I've been feeling so happy and good now, like better than I have felt in a at least in a year or so. And if you have experience of this stuff, you know that kind of how that euphoria and high that you get when you get to be honest. So anyway, that was kind of some personal context. So now I'm planning to celebrate this month and this good mood by watching lots of queer cinema, both stuff that I have seen, but mostly stuff that I haven't seen. And I've done this kind of watch list, and I'm still gonna add more films here. And if you have any recommendations, you can let me know as well. Again, they can be about trans people, gay people, bi people, whatever, lesbians. Again, doesn't matter. And whether the queer element is kind of the main thing in the story or just a side thing. Yeah. But here I've gathered 18 films, and again, I probably won't watch all of these, but this is just the pool that I'm gonna choose from. But yeah, so 4 films that I have seen already, and uh 14 that I haven't. But of course, But I'm a Cheerleader I've talked about previously, and I already rewatched it this summer, but I've already been feeling like watching it again, so I think I'm definitely gonna watch that one again. I've been listening to that Glassways um cello case. It sounds really weird with my accent. Ways. It sounds like I'm talking about like ways and not ways like the object ways. Fuck my accent, but Glassways cello case. Yeah, fuck. But that song is so great. But yeah, great movie. Quite dark, but also funny. This one I haven't seen, but it sounds very interesting. Cicada, is that how you pronounce it? But sounds like a very interesting relationship film. I don't know much about this one. Just recently heard about it. So yeah, yeah. There are so many queer film lists on Letterboxd, so I've kind of used those as a guide to add films to my queer mass list. Yeah, this one I think was on Netflix, so this I'm probably at least gonna watch definitely. Yeah, it's on Netflix. It has got the really good reviews as well, so hopefully this is good. But sounds very interesting. I think this is again a Chinese film. Um, or Hong Kong and Taiwanese film. Yeah, um, I'm not sure whether it's shot in Hong Kong or Taiwan, but yeah, but sounds very good and interesting. Yeah. Then this one I also found out about recently. This is a Korean movie, and I don't know where to watch this. I'm streaming at least somewhere, but yeah, this sounds very interesting as well. And I love Korean cinema, and I really haven't seen Korean queer cinema, so this could be interesting. Um, This one I'm also like dead certain that I'm gonna watch. I've actually already been meaning to watch this, but it's called Joyland, and apparently this is like really amazing. And I have a hunch that I'm gonna love this film. Well, I think this is from Pakistan, right? Yeah, Pakistanese film about a guy who falls in love with a trans person, like you can see here. So it sounds very interesting, and obviously fact that it's from Pakistan makes it kind of more interesting, as it is interesting to see queer films from cultures where queerness isn't very visible. So it's good to explore these different types of queer stories that aren't just from the typical Western countries. Yeah. But apparently this is like really amazing film, and really looking forward to this one. Should be a great film, although it sounds like it's gonna be probably quite dark as well, but yeah, we'll see how it is. And I mean, this poster is so nice, and I love this shot. Yeah, that's probably gonna be one of the highlights of this month, or unless it's like a huge disappointment. So this one I have already seen, and it would be a good double bill with But I'm a Cheerleader, but it's the miseducation of Cameron Post. Really good film about conversion therapy. This one, again, I remember some things about it, but I've also forgotten others, so it will be a fairly fresh watch, but I'm looking forward to watching this again. Obviously, Desiree Akhavan, I've also seen appropriate behavior, which to me isn't as good as the miseducation of Cameron Post, but still good. I was also looking at this today, and this sounds like very interesting as well. available on Hulu, for example. But I think this is like a mini series. But yeah, sounds interesting and relatable. Yeah. Um, yeah. There was like a Criterion Closet video with Desiree Akhavan as well. A couple of years ago, I remember. Yeah. But yeah, this one I'm probably gonna watch as well, but we'll see. This is a gay film from France, I believe. Don't know much about this one, but it looks good. Looks good. Apparently on at least Finnish movie, for example. I don't know whether it's on movie in other countries. It might not be because it probably would say here if it was. But yeah, really looking forward to this one. Apparently it has some pretty graphic sex scenes, like I was reading some of the reviews earlier. Um, then this one I've heard lots of good things about. Francois Ozon's Summer of '85. Been meaning to watch this for quite a while, and this should be probably pretty easy to find as well. It's a bit more well known than many of the other ones, and I'm not that familiar with Ozon's work, even though he's a pretty major director. So looking forward to watching this one. Yeah. Then oh fuck. So this is kind of a inside joke between me and the queer woman that I met at the university and became friends with. So this is this Finnish this was like really popular hit back in the early 2000s. And this isn't actually a queer film, but it's just extremely homoerotic. So that's why I have it here. This is actually a pretty bad poster because it's supposed to have four different guys in it. And look how fucking homoerotic it looks, even though these guys are actually brothers, even though they look like they are preparing an orgy. Yeah. But this is such a nostalgic film for me. I watched this all the time as a kid, and like I said, it was such a big phenomenon, even though it doesn't really hold up that well. Yeah, yeah. This was a good kind of summary of it. Oh, to be a 20-year something living in absolutely fuck all cottagecore nowhere Finland in the early 2000s, blowing up random shit with dynamite with your three just as weird brothers while your batshit insane ultra religious father is on the loose from a mental institute. Those are the dreams. Yeah. That's basically kind of batshit insane father is, by the way, even though you would think that these gay looking guys would be the highlight of the film, but it's actually the fucked up father who gives such a crazy performance, and he's actually the um um like the highlight of the film. And it's really weird, like I was looking at this list that it's in these fucking gay queer lists, even though it really isn't a queer film, it's just homoerotic. But I don't remember any references to gayness or anything in the whole film, other than the guys just like to take their shirts off and kind of show that kind of homoerotic masculinity all the time. But yeah, um, but yeah, good film, good film. There you have young Jasper Pääkkönen, who was in Spike Lee's Black Klansman. Yeah, and Da Five Bloods as well. Yeah, and in the TV show Vikings. I mean, these two guys are from the TV show Vikings. Yeah. And then this one is a really recent one. Hopefully, I can find it off on age. This one I've been really excited to watch since I heard about it. It sounds interesting. Again, another romance film. I like the mix of pink and blue in that shot. Yeah. So this should be a quite a way good one. I'm looking forward to watching. This one I will definitely try to watch if I can find it. Yeah. Um. Then don't know much about this one. Yeah, but sounds good, but tragic at the same time. I don't know whether it's a happy film or a very tragic one, but sounds pretty tragic at least in the end. Yeah, but yeah, we'll see. Apparently a good film too. Then I'm thinking of watching Moonlight for the third time. I've been meaning to watch it anyway again. Such a great movie, one of the best American movies of the 2010s. So I feel like this is so close of kind of becoming an all-time favorite. So I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up on the list after the third watch, as it is already so close. Then this one I think I found out about today, and this was actually on the Rare Film website. I was just kind of browsing it today, so this is available there. I think in 480p quality, so not the best quality. This sounds like really interesting, and this one I really want to watch, whether it's now in December or sometimes later. But yeah. So which country was this from? Um, Guinea. Okay, so yeah, gay film probably might be the only gay film from that country. So that's very interesting, and from the year I was born. So yeah, but this looks very interesting. So yeah. Then this is like Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake Ballet, but gay version of it. I think this is also on YouTube. So that this one I also been meaning to watch. Especially I was gonna watch this earlier in the autumn when I had my kind of classical music um like time or period you could say. But I didn't watch this then, so I'm really excited to watch it now. I'm both excited for the ballet, like how it looks, but also obviously Tchaikovsky's music. And I've heard Swan Lake, but I don't remember that much about like what it sounds like, even though it's obviously such a famous piece. But so I'm really looking forward to both the music and the ballet dancing. Again, ballet is something that I'm not really into it at the moment, but I feel like if I try it, I would probably really get into it. So yeah, and this one I've been really excited to watch, but I haven't been able to find this a digital copy of this at least yet. So we'll see. But this sounds like very interesting, and this is supposed to be quite a good film. So yeah, this one I will definitely watch if I can find it. Yeah, then oh, this has got the really good reviews as well. This should be pretty easy to track down. Apparently, it's one movie as well, but it's called Great Freedom by Sebastian Meise. And this sounds like a pretty dark film. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe not. Maybe I'll try not to watch these very dark films on Christmas Eve and stuff. And by the way, again, one thing I forgot to mention is that I'm actually gonna spend Christmas alone. I'm gonna go visit my family kind of before Christmas, probably next week. This is actually the first time ever I'm spending Christmas alone or without my family. But it's by the way a decision by myself because it's just often so boring there. So I rather just watch these gay films by myself. Yeah. Um, I guess it sounds pretty sad to spend Christmas alone, but yeah, it's better than the alternative. Um, and I've had so much social things going on lately with the Swedish class and stuff. So yeah, but this I've also been meaning to watch for quite a while. So yeah, sounds interesting. A Greek film, probably a fairly dark film as well. I don't know. Yeah, not sure where this can be found, but hopefully I can find it somewhere. And this one sounds also very interesting. Kind of a older gay film called The Boy and the Wind by Carlos Hugo Christensen. We mean to watch this for quite a while, and this is one of the more highly rated ones here. So probably a good film, hopefully. Really tender looking shot there. Yeah. But this is my queer mass list so far to kind of celebrate the fact that I'm finally kind of fully dealt with my many of my trauma and I'm fully openly queer now to the point that even at university when there's people around I'm not kind of give a fuck when I'm talking about it and stuff. So yeah, lots of personal growth. Again, the year started with me coming out to one of my friends, and now I'm at a point that coming out is easy to me. So lots of personal growth this year. Otherwise, it has been a fairly bad year, but this thing I'm really happy about. Took me so long to deal with this package, mental package, but now I'm done with it and I'm so fucking happy and I've been just smiling and laughing all the time. Yeah. But now again for film recommendations, I mean you can watch the ones that I kind of talked highly of, and obviously maybe you find some of these films that I haven't seen yet already also interesting, so you can also watch them if you want. But if you can find this stupid Finnish film called Bad Boys or Pahat Pojat or Stykka Pojkar in Swedish, you should definitely watch it. But I'll quickly give a shout out to the new Sufjan Stevens album, one of my favorite albums of the year. And by the way, I also have to catch up with lots of albums now that I'm planning to also do the favorite albums of the year list soon. Obviously, I've already listened to I think 30 plus albums that have come out this year, but there are still many on my list that I want to listen to from all different types of genres. But I also need to go back to some of these. Also, this one, I've listened to this few times and it's such a beautiful album. And what really adds to it is the fact that when you hear the backstory of how Sufjan's partner died and he kind of came out of the closet when he announced that as the as his partner was also a guy. So it kind of fits the topic of this video. That's been really queer, but yeah, such a beautiful album, and this is kind of to me it calls back to lots of the classic Subchan albums, like little bit of Carrie and Lowell there, little bit of Illinois and Michigan there, and I again all of those three albums that I just mentioned are so great. Um, but yeah, this is a fairly short album, again, only 42 minutes. I think Shit Talk is maybe the best song here, in my opinion, but I still need to listen to it more and I will listen to it again before I do the end of the year list. But this is definitely on the top 10 of the year, and this year has been really good for music, in my opinion. But yeah, this should be quite high there. We'll see. We'll see. And to me, Sufjan's albums are usually something that takes me a few listens to really get into them. Yeah. But anyway, thanks for watching this. Have a good holiday period, Christmas or Queermas, whatever you celebrate. I mean, I only know for certain that I have one queer viewer, and he's one of my, not one of my, but my favorite viewer. XOXO, you know who you are. Yeah. But I don't know. Hopefully, I will get more queer viewers in the future, and I obviously might have more, but they might be silent ones. Yeah. But anyway, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Merry Queermas, and will be Queermas for this atheist, queer, weirdo, humanist, sexual. This is a new term that I came up with, which made my new queer friend laugh quite a lot. Humanist, sexual, or omnivore, sexual. I eat both vegetables and meat. Yeah, both women and men and everything in between. Yeah. But anyway, thanks for watching. Don't drink all the coke. Look out for more videos. I'll try to be active in December, and there will be at least more collaborations as well. Sayonara and arigato gozaimashita.